All right, guys, this is Access Chapter 9, Training Movie 3, and we left off at Step 11, add the date and time. I already did that. Add a footer to the form with a height of 1 inch. Change the background color of the form footer to white background 1 darker. Okay, so how do we put in a footer? Okay. The first thing that I need to do is switch to design view. So we're going to come up here to view and switch to design. And then you can see really a form footer was already there because the header and footers come as a pair. It's just you don't see it because the footer had no depth to it. So all we would need to do is expand that footer out. Height of 1 inch. So if I click on this where it says form footer and it's black, and then I go into my property sheet, right here at height 1 inch, the key there is that you want to make sure what you have selected, right here it says form footer, and I can tell that visually because this is black, but I can also verify it here in the property sheet. So I've got it set to 1 inch. Change the background color. I'm going to do my ellipses again to white background 15%. Excuse me. Switch to form view. Okay. And add a new record. So I'm going to come down here, new record. It's going to be the first name is going to be Access Student. Street is 1200 Reservoir Street. And then notice Santa Fe and New Mexico come up because we set them as the defaults. And then the zip code is 87593. Phone number 505-555-4882. It picks today's date. I'm doing this on Sunday the 18th, this movie. And then notice that the renewal date is 1 year. Okay, we're going to save it and we can close it. So now I have step number 12 done. Okay, so we're done with that. We saved and closed the form. Let me open up my objects here. So there was the form that we did. Copy form add lessons and paste it with the name form add lessons _ a student. Open the form in design view. Okay, so form add lessons. I'm going to do a copy and a paste, and I'm going to call it FRM add lessons _ a student. So I just did a copy paste and changed the name. Open the form in design view. Add the phone field to the detail section of the main form. So I'm going to close the property sheet and I have to, let's see, add the phone field to the detail. Okay, I opened the wrong form. I'm going to close that one. Got too many with a student. We want the add lessons, the one we just did. So we're going to open that in design view. Okay, add the phone field to the detail section of the main form. So I have to add fields to get my field list. I'm going to find phone number and sorry, hold on. So I want to take phone number and I'm going to drag it and I want to place it in line, but don't worry so much about it being lined up. We'll take care of that in a minute. So add phone field to the details section. Move the phone control below the zip code control. Select all controls on the form except the subform and the subform label. So the way I do that is I come outside of here, click, hold, and drag, and it selects everything within that rectangle that I drug. So let me do that again and show you. I went out here, click, hold, drag, and let go. Alright, so I have everything selected. On the Arrange tab in the table group, so we're going to do Arrange tab, find my table group, click Stacked, tab, Stacked, click, and then look at what happens. Change the control padding to narrow. So I should have what I keep missing is this position here. So this control padding, so we set it up as stacked over here under table. With it still selected, we're going to come over here to control padding and we're going to select narrow. And it's going to pull them all really kind of tight, and then it lessens is not going to be covered. So alright, let's turn that one off. Change the tab order of the form, placing the phone control just below zip code. Okay, so we have to find out where the tab order is, and that's back here in design, and then right here, tab order. So let's see. Right now, phone comes after the subform, so I want to move it up one. So I clicked on it and made it black. I'm pointing to that little box, clicking and holding, and you see how it's got the little box underneath the arrow. Now I can take that line and drop it wherever I want to rearrange it. Okay, so 14 is done. Right-click the border of the subform and click Subform in a new window. Okay, so sometimes people have difficulty doing this. So click and then right-click, and you should get the subform in a new window. So what you want to make sure is that you have this orange box around the subform. So we're going to say subform. You know what, before I do this, I'm going to do a save. Click, got my orange box around the subform. I go and I right click, subform in new window. Okay, so on it we're going to add a 1 inch footer. So we already have the footer here, remember? We just have to click on it and in the height make it 1 inch. So we now have some space, and you could certainly just draw that down, but you wouldn't, you know, it's a little more precise when you do that. In the property sheet pane and on the data tab, okay, we're going to, let's see, insert a text box control at the 1 inch. So we're going to come up here to our controls and we want our text box, right? So I'm going to click on the text box at the 1 inch vertical line. We're going to put in an unbound control. Now in the data tab of the property sheet for that unbound control, we're going to determine the control source, right? Because this is not pulling any field. We're going to put a formula in here. So I'm going to come over to control source. I like to zoom so I can see. So we're going to say, hey, we're going to make this the function count. If I can type. And what we're going to count is fee. So that's going to tell me how many, oops, nope, I got the wrong one already, sorry. Scheduled date. So that's going to tell me how many there are, right? So it's making a formula that's going to tell me how much is in there. All right, I'm going to click OK. And actually, I'm going to end this movie and pick back up with the explanation on the next one. All right, thanks, guys.